Good afternoon, listeners. I am here with Brianna, Bit by Brianna from Belcamp, Maryland. Brianna, good afternoon.
Hi, good afternoon to you.
How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great, thank you. So let's go ahead and get started and tell our audience who you are and what you do.
I'm Brianna. I make dip treats. I just started last October. I make cake pops, chocolate covered pretzels, chocolate covered Oreos, for like catering events, birthdays, all that.
Nice. So I understand you have a guest with us today.
Yes, I have my husband. He's also my partner. His name is Steven.
Hi, how are you?
Welcome, Stephen. How are you?
I'm doing good.
Great, great. So go ahead and tell us a little bit about why did you decide to be a business owner? Tell us about that.
Um, so I've always kind of had the idea that I wanted to do something. I've had many tries in that type of like making your own stuff to sell, but it never worked out. Just mainly because it just never felt right. I work a 9 to 5 now, and it just I don't like it. I hate working under a boss and a management. I've always felt like I'm supposed to be my own boss. I'm supposed to be the one, doing the in charge, if you will. But I've never felt like anything was right until I tried to make pretzels. And then it just almost clicked. And I was like, this is it. This is what I am made to be doing. And every other thing I've tried to do, like woodwork, it was just not something that I kept up on. I've always quit this and that. But with these treats, I just kept it going, and it feels really good.
Right, right.
Yeah.
So why did you choose your industry? Let's talk about that a little bit. What drove you to
Uh,
this industry? And I know you talked a little bit about the corporate world, right? You like the corporate
yeah.
world.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm with you. Trust me, I left the corporate world 9 years ago,
Yeah.
and I'm
Um,
loving what I'm doing.
yeah. So honestly, I've always loved baking. It's always been something I love to do. I love sweets. And I have a
Who
son,
doesn't love
and
sweets, right?
right, it's a great thing to do. So I have a
Right.
son, and I would always like to do like little themed treats with him. I remember I saw in my Facebook memories the other day. It was like back in fall. I made these chocolate covered marshmallows and these witch hats, and I said, "Oh my gosh, I've been doing this exact same thing years ago without even realizing I was doing it." And so I've always kind of had that knack for making little special treats. And yes, I guess it when I started doing it and started selling it was just so natural to me.
Right. Now, does Stephen help you make the treats as well?
Yes, he does.
Sometimes, yeah. I'm more of the assistant and hands on deck person. I just
And
kind of what
packaging manager.
and I'm the packaging manager. Yeah, packaging manager. I'm sorry. Yes,
That's great.
I just help with the packaging, and then whatever she needs, if she needs me to run to the store or just give her a hand. We also have a puppy, so sometimes he gets wild. So sometimes I'll kind of babysit and just
Hmm.
keep everything moving for her, so that way she don't have any
So
interruptions.
I could
Yeah.
focus.
Focus is important. Yeah, especially in a
Yep.
business like this, right? So let's talk a little bit about
Yes.
your product. So what's your favorite? What do you like to do best?
For me, it is like the chocolate covered Oreos, stuff like that. But also some things that I can be creative with. Um, Cake pops are my best seller, but I can't lie, they are harder to make. They're a pain because it's so tedious. Just to get them right.
Yeah. Yeah, when you buy them
Yeah.
at a store, like somewhere at like Starbucks, like every one of them is like perfectly round, the right
Yeah.
size. And that has to be a
Yep.
challenge, right? To make those because I'm sure
It
those are
is.
made by a machine, not by some home baker like yourself who would
Yes.
spend the time to make them, correct?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. And I
Yeah.
I don't want them. There's a line between too moist and too dry, and you gotta straddle that line.
Yeah. Yeah, I was
And I
about to
like to
mention
think I
that too,
do.
right? Right,
Yeah.
because you got to get the mixture right every
Yep.
time, and it's difficult. I get it.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah.
And sometimes they can be too sweet, and I don't
Mhm.
like that.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So, what are some of the challenges that you faced getting started and setting this up? Tell us about that.
Mostly reach, trying to get the reach to get my name out there. um, on Facebook, it's free to share, but you don't always get a ton of shares. So that's one of the biggest challenges for a small business is just to get people to share your stuff.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Now, do you go to events? Are you just at home? How do you, what do you do now for reaching
We do
potential
events.
customers?
We
Events?
do events mostly. Yeah, we started doing events in May, and we do some like orders here and there, but mostly events.
Hmm. Gotcha.
Yeah.
So what are the expectations for your business in the next year or two?
I would hope that it grows a little bit more. I do want to eventually open up a brick and mortar because that would be a dream. I have once that happens, I have way more like it can expand bigger. I can offer more treats. I can offer beverages like coffee, milkshakes, all of that, which I love that world in general. Um we can just do way more than what we can now because Maryland really puts a cap on what a home cottage bakery can do.
Really? I didn't know about that.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit
Yep.
about that. Wow.
So, as a home cottage bakery, we cannot offer any perishable items. Like, we cannot sit there and sell chocolate covered strawberries. They even tell you that buttercream is not allowed. So, a lot of businesses they make buttercream, but it's technically not allowed. So, you have to find ways around it to make it conform to Maryland's food regulation for cottage bakeries, and
Uh-huh.
it makes it harder.
Oh, I can imagine. Yeah,
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that there were a lot of these
Yep.
regulations of certain things that you can and cannot do. I mean, I know there are
Yes.
like, because the size of a kitchen and there's like, you
Yeah.
know, like quantity and stuff, but I didn't know there were those kind of regulations of you have
Oh
to be
yeah.
careful of what you make. Wow.
Yep. Yeah, you do have to be careful with the what you make. A lot of things like just in general, like you can't make anything perishable. No whipped creams, nothing like that. No
Mhm.
fruits really, unless it has a higher acidity. I think I can't remember, but yeah,
Mhm.
I just kind of try to stay away from the fruit. But yeah,
Right.
all that stuff is regulated.
Wow.
Yep.
So your hopes in the future is to open up your own little brick and mortar, and that way you'll have expansion to make whatever you want.
Yes. Yes. Yep. Because a lot of that stuff you can't do unless you have a commercial kitchen because of the temperature control. I used to work in food service, so that's why I know all this. But
So you
yeah,
already have the know-how. You're smart. You already got it.
yes, yeah, and I like to, I don't want to get in trouble with the health department, so I always try to make sure that I'm following the rules. I'm doing what I'm supposed to. I'm doing my due diligence, and for everybody's safety, I don't want to give
Yeah.
someone food that isn't good.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yep.
Very, very smart. And that's good that you
Yeah.
follow the rules and regulations and
Yeah.
stick to the guidelines. Yeah. So
Yes.
have you put any thought into maybe checking into ghost kitchens?
I have, but I'm just so micro that right now I don't think I can afford that, but maybe in the next year or two I would love to look more into that.
Yeah. Yeah, it was just a thought that I was thinking about because I know a lot of people use ghost kitchens, where it's you
Mhm.
just share it and I tell you,
Yes.
you can. Help with these regulations.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah,
That'd
right.
be a lot better.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
because my kitchen is very small right now, so I just work
Yeah.
off my dining room table and that's my little studio.
And I can see you and Steve now. You're cooking, you're making everything, and he's bumping into you trying to package these things up.
Yeah, yes.
Yep,
That's how it is.
exactly how it is.
We have a lot of late night.
Yeah. So Steve, quick
Yep.
question. So you do the
Yes.
packaging. Tell us a little bit about the packaging. Is this like personalized per person or just for your business or how does that work?
So for the packaging, as in like, so what exactly do you mean? I'm sorry, I don't want to answer this the wrong way, so I just
Oh,
want to
it's
make
okay. I was
sure.
just Yeah, that's fine. I was just curious if your packaging is like is it per order or is it just something that's marketed towards your business? Do you
So
personalize the packaging?
no, it's not necessarily personalized, but there is. I do like to make sure I'm a perfectionist, so I do like to make sure that they're very nice and neat. For example, the cake pops, when we first started doing them, I would just kind of like wrap it around and then like push the twist tie down. But
Mhm.
now I kind of perfected a method to where I wrap it around twice, twist it up, and then kind of tuck it. So it looks real nice, like a almost kind of like a ribbon around it. So I try to do small things to kind of give like a little personal touch and to make sure that they all look nice, neat, and organized.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah, I try.
Yeah. Hey, that's great, man. Make it look good. I can't wait to dip in and try some of your treats. That's my next thing. I'm
Yeah.
gonna start ordering from you. I gotta try them.
Yeah, definitely, definitely.
So for our listeners, so how do we reach out to you? How do we find you?
So you can find me on Facebook by it's Dip by Brianna, or you can find me on Instagram, which is dipped dot by dot Brianna. And then I also have a website. That's www.dippedbybrianna.square.site.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. And I can put
um,
that in the notes once I'm
okay.
finished with the podcast.
Yeah. I also am at several different events throughout the months. I'm really trying to, you know, I guess schedule them, fill up my calendar with them.
Mhm.
I have one coming up on Saturday. It's actually the Unicorn Quest in Northeast, and that's a big one. And I'm also going to be in the Happy Grace Fall Fest, which is a really big one.
Right. Now, are there sites for those, or are you having it just social media?
I think it's just social media through
Yeah.
Facebook.
Gotcha. Okay. And this is on your social media so people can find out where
Yeah.
to go, directions and all.
Yep.
Okay, cool.
hmm
Awesome. All right.
Yeah, I'm super excited.
Oh yeah, I definitely got to check those out myself.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So, would you like to offer a discount to our listeners?
Sure. I can do $10 off their first order.
Oh, great. Thank you.
You're welcome.
That's awesome. Well, Brianna, Stephen, thank you so much for coming on and telling your story and interviewing with me. I really appreciated it.
Yeah, no
Thank you
problem.
for giving us the interview. We really
Yeah, the
appreciate that.
opportunity. Yep.
Yep. Thank
Ab-
you.
yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day. And I cannot wait to try your treats.
Yes, definitely stop by.
Yes, they're
Definitely.
delicious. I can't stay away from the cake pops. I have an
I'll be
issue.
gaining another 20 pounds.
Yeah,
Yeah.
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 Thank you so much. I hope you enjoy the
You're
rest of your day.
welcome.
Take care.
You
Thank you.
too.
You too.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye.
You've been listening to the Q.A.C. Team podcast with your host, Charles Luttrell. Connect with us on the web at QACteam.com, TikTok at Q.A.C. Team, Facebook and Instagram at QAC.team. Thanks for your support.